Inside my coffee cup.
I'm 2 cups in on my coffee break.
I need a cup of coffee and a couple dollars change.
White coffee, oh yeah. Take a drink of your coffee. Way down among Brazilians, coffee beans grow by the billions.
Coffee is just water dressed in brown.
Just talking over cigarettes and drinking coffee.
I want my coffee black, just like my metal.
Sitting in the garden, clutching my...
Good morning, everybody. So happy to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Coffee with Norm, where we explore your personal, organizational, leadership, effectiveness, and achievements. And it's really been a lot of fun so far. We got a lot of people participating, so it's just awesome, and I appreciate that. Appreciate you being here. So today's topic is a pretty special topic. I probably say that like all the time, but most things that we do speak about here at Coffee with Norm are pretty important and pretty powerful and really impactful for all of us, right? So today is about commitment. And commitment, not only just for you as an individual, but as an organization. If you own or run an organization, you deal with commitments all the time. And it's the word is thrown around a lot, right? Commitment is thrown around a lot, and it's important to be careful not to use that too much for a number of different reasons, because there's consequences, right? By not following through with commitments and your promises, et cetera. And that's really what a commitment is. It's a promise, right? It's a promise either to yourself, people in your life, your organization, your clients. Now, commitments are usually really big. So you don't commit to just taking the trash out every day. That's a goal. That's fine. That's perfect, right? You want to do that. But a commitment is something that's big. It's important. It's something almost of a necessity, or something you really need to do. It's a big goal, a big result, perhaps, a big change that you've got to make. You need bigger results, etc. And they're larger than goals. That's why I like to separate them somewhat. Just not confuse the two, right? Commitment is commitment, right? It's pretty powerful and pretty amazing. So there is no commitment without action. So again, we throw that word around, commitment, a lot. So it's just a word. It actually means nothing if you don't follow it up with focused action, right? But what you've got to start with is a mindset that we're going to do this. And when you commit to doing something, it's a line in the sand. You're going to do it come hell or high water. And you don't know how you're going to do it just yet, but you're going to do it. So again, if there's no action over your commitment, then there's just no commitment. It was just a word. It sounded good. Maybe it's even a marketing statement or just something to make you feel good about yourself for a little bit, or just you both BSing yourself, right? So you have to be careful about that. So if you start committing or promising things to yourself and you don't follow through with them, there's a gradual erosion of your faith in yourself and even trust in yourself. And the same thing happens with the people in your life. And the same thing happens with your organization, your staff. If you give a big pronouncement, we're going to do this, we're committed to this, et cetera, and you don't follow through with action or you complete that action, then they keep on coming with lines like, oh, we've heard this before, all that stuff. And they probably have, right? If you're not careful about that. So be careful about that, because losing your staff's trust is a tough one to turn around. And eventually, if you keep on operating this way, your commitment to your clients start getting impacted, right? And then you're on a slow road to nowhere at that point in time. So you want to be really careful. So if you're playing large, and again, go back to commitment, it should be something large. It's going to require some risk, not like silly risk, more of a personal growth risk. It's challenging your personal beliefs or your organization's beliefs at who you are. It's going to take courage because of that, right? So many change process, and committing to something to change your growth is a change process for sure, fail because of lack of commitment We used the word, but we didn't draw that line in the sand. It takes growth. You have to be ready to grow and change. This is a change process. Any commitment or promise or a need for a result is a change process. You've got to be aware of that. And the problem with changing or committing to something that you're not currently doing or you need to do, we want it to look like this, point A to point B, when it actually doesn't ever look like that. It's usually like this, right? And that's when you're going to be challenged. You will be challenged, right? You need to focus. You need to have solid, strict action, and you need to have tenacity and faith. And you need to be true to yourself in the process, and your organization needs to be true to itself in the process as well. But here's the great news, right? Commitment is being a powerful, powerful word. It shifts things. So when you commit to something, really commit to something, you're going to receive some help. And I'm going to share a quote with you from Sir Edmund Hillary, who was a great philosopher, great explorer, climbed many mountains first time, and even up to his 80s, he was climbing mountains. You should look him up sometime. He came up with this quote. Again, it's a long quote. I'm going to share the first line with you. When one is committed, truly committed, then providence steps in. And all kinds of people show up, events occur, things change to support your commitment. It is very real, very powerful. You'll experience that when you really draw a line in the sand over something really big that's going to change you, right? So commitment is transformational. It will change you. It'll change your organization as well. It should, right? And that's kind of what you're looking for. Again, you have to make sure that you are playing large, you're acting courageous, you're tenacious in getting this thing done, etc. So again, transformation is you coming out of this event or this want or this challenge differently, or you're changing throughout the whole challenge. That's what transformation is, a different idea of who you or your organization is, your possibilities, your strengths, your opportunities, etc. So committing to something large, it will be transformational. And it happens when you get into action. It happens when you start drawing a line in that sand. And I remember the first time I committed to something really big, right? I mean, for me, it was big. I was 19. I'd moved to Europe. I wanted to go live in Europe and live in Austria, etc. And I thought, yeah, this is going to be great, right? I saved all my money to go move there, and I was going to go find a job. I was going to go live there, and it was going to be just awesome. So I got there, and it was a ski area, right? I was in Innsbruck, Iglus, which is a mountain, Mount Petricofa, where the Olympics were, and there was no snow. So I was waiting and waiting and waiting for snow because I had a commitment to work when it snowed. So soon I was running out of money. I had a place to stay for about 2 more weeks. I had enough money just for those 2 weeks so I could either stay, wait for that snow if it comes, or I had enough money to go back to London where I had a return flight back to home. And I remember that moment. I remember what I was wearing. I remember how cold it was, gentle snow coming down, beautiful, beautiful sun coming through the hazy clouds. And I decided at that moment, I'm staying. I'm not just going to make this a trip. It'd be so easy to go home and be this hero. Oh, Norm tried, good for you. But I didn't want that. It was time for me to change, to shift my life, to shift my world, to shift what I was doing. So I drew that line in the sand, and that's when my transformation started. That's when my real education started, right? That's when my real understanding of who and what I was started at that moment. I was stealing food at that point in time to survive. That's where I was at, but I drew a line in the sand, and wouldn't you know, in the next few weeks, it started snowing, I started working, and it was just amazing. So that's my story about transformation, right? I implore you all to play large and find something that is transformational for you, both on a personal, professional, or even an organizational level if you run an organization. It makes all the difference in the world and allows you to make a difference in the world. That might be the commitment right there, that difference you want to make in the world. That's always a great place to start, right? And it's a challenge, right? It could be scary, but it'll challenge your leadership, it'll challenge your personal integrity, it'll challenge your organizational integrity, but it's so, so worth it. So I thank you so much. Thank you for being here. It's always a joy doing this with you. So if you have any questions or I can be of any help, please reach out to me at my website, strategic.com, and go to the Let's Meet or Connect page and send me a little note, and we'll set something up where I can answer your question via email if that works for you, if it's that simple of a question. If I can be of any help, if there are any programs you want to explore, let me know. I have a number of programs and you can find them on that website as well. I'm here to be of help to you. So if I can be of any help, shout out. Just a reminder, you're here to make a difference. Your purpose, which you spoke about back in session 4 and 5, is to make a difference. Figure out what that difference is. And that might be that commitment you're looking for now to really transform yourself. Go make a difference. The world needs you. You need to make a difference. It'll change you as much as it'll change the world. So I thank you. Go have a great day. Again, if I can be of any help, reach out, give me a shout. Go have an amazing